What's up, fam? How we doing? Happy Sunday, happy weekly close. Who's ready? What's up, Omni? Artho? Clueless? I think most of us are clueless. I think most of us are clueless. That's what we're here for, fam. We're here because most of us are clueless. We're here to look at everything subjectively. So good. Yo, what up, fam? Happy Sunday, happy weekly close. There's so much to talk about. We'll go over everything. Hopefully everything. I'll probably forget a couple things to go over, but mostly cover Bitcoin. We'll cover a little bit of Solana. Maybe check out Ethereum on top of that, but outside of those ones. Oh, BNB. We'll check out some BNB as well. I see some interesting things kind of developing in the charts here, fam. One thing I'm going to say, I like to start out with every stream with the same point. This stream will become a VOD, right? So if you're not here, if you can't make it live, please go watch the recording again. If you miss something, you miss a point, I move too fast, all that stuff, please support me. YouTube, Twitch, it will have a recording of this live, okay? So everything I'm about to talk about today, fam, is just simply the charts, right? We're going to go over the charts, go over a little bit of history of the charts. I think it's really important to understand that I'm just looking at the same chart as you, right? Like that's what that's what the key thing to get from this is, that I don't have an emotion or opinion behind it. If I think we're going to 30K, I want to make sure I'm in that short. If we're going to 100K, I want to make sure I'm in that long. That's it, fam. I really don't care what the price is. I don't care so much about a bull market or a bear market for that matter. Simply want to take the next trade, fam. Okay, as a trader, I just trade this stuff. I honestly used to own a lot of Bitcoin. I don't own shit worth of Bitcoin anymore, fam. That's the honest truth. I own a lot of Solana, but I don't own any Bitcoin, fam. So again, I'm simply trading this asset swaps on exchange like most people that trade Bitcoin. I trade it because of the volatility. I trade it because obviously with the volatility comes good swings and quick swings and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is not the traditional market. So I don't have an opinion. I'm simply going to go over the same variables you all can see, and I want you to build your own opinion. Now, from the variables I'm going to show you, we'll talk about a little bit of history with those variables, what those variables mean, the importance of those variables, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so first thing I want to talk about is the 5-day. The 5-day closed yesterday. The 10-day closed as well. I have a simple system. I have the 21 EMA here, the 50 MA, and we're going to just use the 200 EMA. Although I like to use the 200 MA to show speed, we don't really need to talk about the 200 moving average. We'll just talk about the 200 exponential moving average, the 200 EMA. But the 21 EMA and the 50 MA, and obviously if I use this on the daily, it looks different. If I use on the 5-day, it looks different. This is the thing that I'm looking at the most. I think this is a time thing. This is a clock to me. If they're going to make a move north, it's coming, and it's coming soon, right? They do not want this yellow to cross down, just like over here. If it does cross down, it's basically easy money down. If it does hold here, if they do a good job of holding, because again, they're working time here, fam, on the daily, then certainly we can move up, right? So that's 1 point, all right? The 21 EMA right here, the yellow and the 50 MA are flat with the 200 EMA, which means relatively we can just work our way. We can work sideways here for a while the 50 MA works sideways and the 200 EMA works sideways until these compress, whatever that can be. But you see how flat the two are right now. That's pretty important in the sense that, you know, maybe there is no violent move up or a violent move down, fam, and the fact and we sit here doing this side chop for much longer than people expect. That's always an option. But again, I do not want to see the 21 EMA, that's yellow, or the 50 MA cross the 200 EMA. So historically, that marks a bear market. We're talking about much more months of pain, fam, not just finishing here in the next couple weeks, which could, again, we could maybe see a move north if they can hold this position right now, okay? If you come over here to the 5-day, and the 5-day again closed yesterday, it's a very important time frame. We got a squeeze going on, fam. So we came down here, we're working our way sideways, we're making lower lows. We got lower highs, fam. This is a bearish structure, okay? It is, right? Like, you can't argue anything else, but this is a bearish structure right here. I don't need that fib, sorry. And because we're making lower highs and lower lows, down, that is a bearish trend right now on the 5-day, on the daily. For the most part, most of that like I said, is something to pay attention to. Now, they got the price action between the 5-day 21 EMA and the 50 EMA. They're using these two to squeeze, okay? And again, very similar to that daily where the 21 EMA and the 50 EMA are close to the 200 EMA. You do not want to see a bearish cross here where this yellow crosses down blue, okay? Go over here to the 3-day time frame, and when that happened, right, it pushed price down. All right, you go to the 2-day time frame, and when that happened on the 2-day time frame right here, it pushed price down. See, bearish cross here, push it. We're still in technically a bear trend on the 2-day. We're still in a bear trend on the daily. Right here, 21 EMA is below the 50 EMA. So now the next trend as you go through time, 1, 2, 3-day, and now the 5-day, fam, is this one. They do definitely, historically, we'll all look at this together. But right here, right? So this is how important this is, fam. And again, they can work time sideways much longer than you would think. This is a 5-day time frame. They could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, what is that? 25, 30 days, probably more sideways here in this kind of finite range before making a move out of it. That's the truth. They could easily do that, fam. So if you're betting on this crazy move north and this crazy move south, you also have to put in perspective that because we're in this larger time frame squeeze where historically when we lose that 5-day, I'm just going to get rid of the 200 EMA for the 5-day argument over here, but historically when we cross bullish here, right? Bullish right here, February 2023. Could have bought the long here to retest the 50 on the 5-day, and we didn't cross here. I mean, look how tight it got. We'll go zoom in here. Look how tight. I mean, don't tell me this isn't significant, fam. Take away the candles. This is a significant cross that they have to prevent. Something that makes me, to be honest, it makes me bullish in the sense that being here, right? This point in history where you see how tight they got it over there in October of 2023, being here, if they're going to make a move, it has to make a move before this cross, right? Like, very significant here. Very significant trend right here. This is the same trend that they've been going since the bottom. If this is, they got one more move in the tank, they got to do it before this crosses, period. Okay? Historically, when this crosses, it marks it kind of a bear market right here. This is obviously a cross down, and then they crossed it bullish here because the 50 kept going. But again, bull market in May 2020, could have bought then, never sold till this cross happened in July 2021. Of course, you were around 30K, but you would have been buying, 8, 9K Bitcoin there, 9K Bitcoin there, and you would have been selling at 32 to the 40K. That's not a bad trade whatsoever. But again, this 5-day is definitely significant, fam. Let me clean this up. This 5 days definitely significant in the sense that they don't want the price action to cross here if they have one more move in the tank, fam. If. Obviously, we're all playing the same probabilities here. 5-day 2015 cross bearish right there. That was one hell of a move. I mean, again, they don't want this to cross, so it makes me bullish in the sense that they don't want this to cross, fam. If they're gonna make a move, it's gonna be sideways here, maybe a wick down, but they're not gonna close another 5-day below the 50 MA. That's gonna be bad news. So as a simple invalidation for a long here, or any long on a wick down, because obviously there's some wicks here. You could come down here, retest 55, 54K. I don't know if that's in the cards, but realistically, you could bet here with your invalidation that if you have a 5-day candle close below this 50 MA, again, we've already had it close down once. They obviously saved it, put the price action in here for the last 15 days. If we close another 5-day below the 50 MA, then I would definitely be getting out of all your spot and long positions at that point. That's a really simple invalidation for me. And the 5-day right now sits at 59K. So realistically, if you have a 5-day candle close below 59K, we're kind of losing that trend. But if you go down, if you go over here to like something like the weekly, right? The weekly is pretty significant. I got a couple levels here, which I'm interested in. Don't worry about the 23K level down here. Obviously, that's not really of importance. This is a historical chart. I've been using this chart forever. But here's stochastic, right? The stochastic weekly has crossed bullish. It's kind of been working sideways, kind of like that. Wait, hold on. Before I go to the weekly time frame real quick, I want to make this point. The 5-day fam, okay, has like pretty decent bullish divergence. I like that bullish divergence here. I mean, if you go wick to wick, that's some really serious bullish divergence. But the 5-day has bullish divergence here. Structurally, if you go down to the daily here, I'm not unhappy calling this a higher low, right? If you talk about trend changing and we have some nice positive bullish week or a couple days here, theoretically, here's your lower lows. And then you're now starting to make, here's your lowest low, right? And now you're starting to possibly make some really nice, decent structure here. Now, it's not confirmed, but again, hold that 56K wick. I think it's more probable we're going to go up. And that's also another easy invalidation. You know, you maybe want to see a wick down there to 56, 57K. But I think that wick right there says a lot. You want to hold that wick. You could go a tad lower and shake out this open interest right here. And all those positions could easily do that and still make that obviously a higher low. But right now, I do think we're in a position where taking out liquidity here. You look at the Solana chart. We had a nice wick that took out all the long positions there on Solana. We could go over that here in a second, but I think we're in a position here where you kind of have to be very cautious, in the sense that, like, not cautious bullish on the bullish argument. I think you need to be cautious on the bearish argument. You don't want this to be a higher low. Personally, I don't want this to be a higher low and possibly miss one of the greatest, moves up here, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, that's a really ugly drawing, but you get what I'm saying. You don't want to miss that move up. I don't want to call it FOMO, but this is kind of a weird structure to me. They got it sideways chop. They made this nice wick on the 6 hour down here when we made it last week. Broke that range, and again, as long as they hold that 55, 56K area, I do think there's a chance we could push north. Now, again, have the 5-day cross to look at. Watch that. You have the daily to look at. I'm simply just using on this daily the 200 EMA, the 21 EMA, and then the 50 MA. So using those, get some really clear, I don't know, some real good clarity. Don't want this yellow to cross down here. Certainly don't want the blue to cross. That's more significant. But it's getting tight here, fam. And you go over here to stochastic. And the reason we're going to talk about this kind of weekly, first off, we had this weekly trend line, which broke out, retested that trend line, and sent back down. It's not an tell all type of meme line, but that kind of makes this look a little bit more like a dead cat bounce for now. Don't like the symmetry here, and you could use, I made this chart. I got the idea from somebody else that made the channel chart, but I made my own channel chart. And again, it's kind of significant when you lose this top area on Bitcoin. Look at this retest, how these channels work. Now we're kind of underneath that midline, arguably tested the midline down here, sitting right smack on that green yellow symmetry. Symmetry is really important with the log chart for Bitcoin, so I tend to look at that. I don't take this into like, this is a tell-all here. I certainly don't believe in any variable being one tell-all. I think multiple variables together kind of gives you a cleaner picture. But anyways, this weekly is the only bullish stochastic one on big time frames, and that's kind of concerning. So you go over here to like the 2-day. All right, the 2-day is bullish. 3-day has to close above 60K. That's today. So if the 3-day closes above 60K, we're gonna cross the 3-day up. Right there, it tells you right there. If it does not close above 60K, we're still trending down. Even more important is this 10-day. This 10-day right here has been trending down since the top, March 31st. Go over here to the 10-day and how it closed. It wasn't the worst candle in the world. All they have to now do in the next 10 days to send this is hold above 57.27, 57K, we'll say 57.2, and this 10-day will cross up, and that will be pretty significant there. But, a lot of these haven't crossed up yet. Argue like the 5-day hasn't crossed up here. Let's go over to 5-day. No, it in fact just crossed down. So, stochastics kind of everywhere right now. Like all of them aren't bullish. It's not at this low point either on the 5-day. So that's kind of an argument that we could see lower. But again, it's kind of we're in a tough spot. You have some easy invalidations, 56K. And also, I think if you get over 63K, you have to be optimistic here because that's going to flip a lot of variables bullish. The stochastic, they're going to get above the EMAs and MAs there on their crosses. Again, get over that 63K and close some candles over 63K. And then we're really talking, bullish business here, fam. So, this is an area, don't get chopped. Be smart about your capital. I could argue, by the time we figure out whether this is going to be a spot play or not, could be a move north. And that's kind of the scary part here is could we have this compression here? That's why I'm showing these meme lines. But that's the scary part here. If this is some type of consolidation, again, I wouldn't call this a bear flag or a bull flag. A lot of people would like to name these things. I just call it a high, lower highs and higher lows, a nice compression here. When we do break out of this, if it's a move north, by that time, a lot of things are going to be, it's going to be too late. You're not, I wouldn't say too late, but you're going to be obviously getting in much later, probably Solana above 60 at that point. And you go and check out something like Solana. And again, excuse this sloppy chart, but you go over here to Solana, and Solana to me is probably one of the best looking coins charts. Just in theory, you go to every other all ARB and all those, they got absolutely crushed over the last 3 months, and Solana did really well, wicked down here, hit that golden pocket, and now again it's whether or not it can start cooking, moving up north, get some interest there, some buyers. But Solana's right here, smack between the 165 and that 135 range. I do think up is the look, and a lot of that has to do with Sol Bitcoin right here. We have this really, again, 5-day cross. They don't want that to cross down. Sol Bitcoin, if that 5-day crosses down, it's going to be pretty bearish for Solana. And right now we have a little bit of compression on that current candle. So a little scary right here, but been working our way sideways on Sol Bitcoin for a while. And the way Bitcoin dominance looks, it's getting to a point where it's getting pretty heavy up here. This is another sloppy chart. Excuse me. I know I have a better Bitcoin dominance. Getting pretty choppy up here. If Bitcoin dominance were to get a pullback and Bitcoin pumps, then Solana is going to be one of those coins you definitely want to get in. Again, it's getting pretty heavy up here, the 5-day. I think we have a weekly hanging man. Someone mentioned that maybe in the Discord or on Twitter. Yeah, it's a pretty ugly candle right there. I would say I wouldn't call that a hanging man, but regardless, it's engulfing and pretty ugly weekly candle coming on Bitcoin dominance, at least in the theory of like Bitcoin continue to take dominance from alts. So this is a good sign for alts. Now it's whether or not if Bitcoin goes down and Bitcoin dominance is going down, doesn't really matter for alt value. Everything goes down, right? Bitcoin crashes to 42K, Bitcoin dominance crashes with it. It's not like alts are not going to crash too. It just means alts aren't going to crash as much, That's all it means. So you have to be very careful when you're talking about Bitcoin dominance. If you want to be bullish alts, you're going to want to see a move up on Bitcoin. So bullish Bitcoin, move up on Bitcoin while Bitcoin dominance is going down, or Bitcoin stays in a finite range and then Bitcoin dominance pulls down. So, and that could happen here, as you can see over here. This yeah, it is. Okay. So that could easily happen here, fam, just in the sense, here we got this compression, right? We're in this tight range. If Bitcoin were to theoretically stay in this range or work its way sideways, like we talked about, which is really, it's actually pretty probable that's actually a pretty probable scenario, if you ask me, just because of this 5-day, right? We got this compression between the 21 EMA and the 50 EMA. That's pretty important. So you have this 5-day working sideways, could easily keep going sideways here and not show any more lows, as well as not really kind of go above 63K, really destroy open interest and or build up more liquidity before a bigger move. And you could easily see that. And then alts are kind of pumping, right? That would kind of throw people off. Like, what the fuck? Alts are pumping and Bitcoin hasn't been really moving. Is it alt season? Get some alt interest. They send this thing north and then alts kind of bleed back into Bitcoin. That's kind of a normal cycle scenario. So got to really wait for that alt strength versus Bitcoin while Bitcoin works either sideways or pumps. That's when you really want to get interested in alts and probably start accumulating a lot. But I think at this point, if you're looking to buy spot, I'd argue there's a lot of things really, really low. Okay. There's a lot of things really, really low. Like ARB here hasn't ever been this low. I mean, ARB has taken, this is supposed to be one of those like new shiny projects. ARB looks like a rug pull. Inge, has held up nicely. Do I think that Inge is hold on, let me check this chart. Do I think Inge is got some room to go lower? I certainly do. Inge is held up well, but I mean, I still trending down, right? Like lower highs. This is a pretty ugly chart, as in bearish. 5-day pulling back here a little bit. Inge has some room to pull back. Definitely a lot. Look, 5-day crossed already. So again, we're just talking about kind of the best coins out there. A lot of people ask me why I'm only interested in Sol and Jupe. Look at Inge. Inge had the 5-day cross. Sol, right, hasn't even had the 5-day cross. So talking about strength, Link is one of those that's had the 5-day cross. I can go look at Link right now. Link, I guarantee Link's 5 days cross. So just talking about the cross, the importance of this cross, Sol has held up well. Inge has not. I don't think because Inge is lower in value that it's better buy. I'd argue the ones that haven't gotten absolutely crushed, and Inge is one of those that's gotten crushed. 5-day cross here, barely holding above the 5-day 200 EMA. I mean, we're pretty close to the weekly EMA on this one. This is kind of crazy. Yeah, well, here's the weekly 200 EMA. Barely showing up on the chart, but I mean, we're only $8 away from that on Inge. I'll go over Link, but this is the last time ever I'll go over Link because Link is trash. Link is trash, fam. I mean, yeah, nice retest. Okay, look, we're talking about a scam. This is a scam. Okay, Sergi's a scam. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, you guys ever see this? This is a chart I made when I make this chart, February 5th. Swing fail pattern, grab liquidity, stopped out. Oh, wow. Wow. There's a stream with this somewhere, fam. Back in February. I just want to let you know. There's a stream out there that had a fucking god tier Link short, and it got stopped out. That is the way of the game. But I'll tell you what. You look back. You look how close it was. Damn. I fucking called it. That's all I got to say is I fucking called it. Regardless, right? They grabbed liquidity a little bit higher on this. That was a good move by them at 22.58. But just looking back, that I made this chart so long ago. I hate Link, but Link is retesting this range. For right now, Link looks okay down here, but probably if Bitcoin works sideways, you probably want to see Link work sideways, then make a move north back to that $20. So you could get like a double up on Link. That's not too bad of a move. But not really interested. Again, let's go over to like the more bullish coins. Let's look at Jupe, for example. Jupe is under the 21 EMA. It's got a pretty ugly weekly coming in here. Not bullish here, actually. I'm glad we're looking at this because there's a lot of people that are interested in accumulating Jupe. Can't really be bullish here, fam. Unfortunately, that weekly candle looks really ugly. Let's go look at Solana's weekly candle. Much better. So just Jupe to Solana right there. Whiff. That's a pretty ugly candle. Arb. Ugly candle. I'm trying to get a read on these ugly candles on volatility. It's not the, I mean, the best one is Solana. Tia looks okay. This is actually a great setup. This is a great setup, fam. This makes me bullish. Okay, this actually makes me bullish, believe it or not. This is Tia. Normally, you're going to look at these two candles and be like, that is bearish. Citrus, I think that you long the next pullback. You're right now long in validation on Solana's 135. So anything between 135 and 145. Haven't caught a live from you in months, Joey. Oh, well, welcome, Joey. Welcome back, my man. I appreciate you being here. Anyways, this, if we were to close Tia theoretically with this blue kind of very small body, this is a very bullish candle, believe it or not. I've seen this before on Tia. I really do like that, this setup, actually. I really like this setup. Oh my goodness. This makes me bullish on kind of everything. Just this weekly candle. I can't really explain, but off of experience, I've seen kind of this follow that pattern. I don't know if it's a pattern, but let's just call it this, right? I've seen this happen. Oh, 100%. I mean, why not? I mean, if we're going to talk about levels here, let's talk about kind of like a really good. I mean, this makes me bullish because if Tia takes off, right here and sweep this liquidity, right? If it's and this would make a lot of sense. This would make actually a lot of sense here, fam. I'm really glad we're doing this. This is the resistance zone, right? This is your macro lower high on Tia. This is what gets everybody bullish. Alt season's coming. Tia's going to new highs, and Tia stops at $12. But fuck, who cares? That's a double up right there. I mean, what's this R&R? It's not bad. Like 4? I mean, right there, that wick. I mean, basically 5 or 6 R, you could play it a little tighter. Any pullback. If this weekly closes like this, again, fam, look at that candle. You would normally be like, that's bearish, Savage. You would normally think that. But I've seen this pattern before. At lows, okay, we're at lows here, fam. Okay, we're like, this is a very, very shiny new project, Tia Celestia. But we're at lows. It's got a little body. It's green, blue on my system. That's signature. But yeah, and then you go up here. So I guarantee you this is the golden pocket. Let's go check that out. I guarantee look at that. Look at that shit, dude. That's the golden pocket. Like, dude, that is, wow. You kind of gotta like Tia here. I'm taking that Tia long, fam. And again, you could take it. I think you ladder in this position, but I don't think you're going to get much of a pullback here. This is going to be an interesting close. I think I think we're going to see a little pump here. And Tia's showing the way, fam. Tia and Solana as well. I think it's the 5-day that I like. Oh, it is. No, it's the 10-day, fam. Okay, check this out. All right. This is the 10-day chart on Solana. I was checking this out last night. This is a pivot here on volatility. So we got this pivot on volatility. You see how you have volatility down, pivot, volatility up. So they have expansion here on Solana. They could send this. They could send Solana. And the way it looks, the way it's held up compared to every alt, I just showed everybody on stream how it looks compared to ARB, compared to even Jupe. Solana, the way it's held right here, if we're going to get a move north, you're going to want to own some Solana. Now, let's go check out BNB. Gotta love BNB because the facts are, fam, with BNB, it's the CZ coin. You can't really fade this. So I like BNB. I do. I really like BNB. Look at this weekly, all right? Hit the weekly 50 MA. You got it trying to close over the 21 EMA. They're holding it here. If that closes over 53.6, 53.6.7, sorry, 53.6.5 even. This BNB closes right here. This is going to be a long, and they're going to send it. In fact, if you were just go off of fractals, look at this fractal compared to Bitcoin. Look at the Bitcoin fractal here. Look at this Bitcoin fractal. Y'all see that? This one? What is this? The same fractal. Like, that's the same one. Look at that. And then it was just up only for BNB. I like BNB. One of those coins that Listen, this is a really beautiful wick. Nice weekly here. Close that over the 21 EMA. All they did was retest. Come down here, test that. Look at that. They retested it perfectly. Oh, that's wick. Look at that. Probably to the dollar. What's the high here? 39.8. What was the low here? 39.8. 400. They missed it by $1.20. Front ran. Another coin I like, BNB. So Solana, BNB. Not going to check out other ones. I hate alts, fam. I don't really appreciate alts. I think Solana is going to take over Ethereum. I think that's an easy play. Really easy play, fam, is Solana. It's going to wipe out Ethereum. I would not be interested in Ethereum. I think, let's go over Ethereum real quick, but I think Ethereum is done. It's, in fact, back under the golden pocket here. That's kind of bearish. The weekly under the 50. So let's talk about Ethereum versus Solana here, fam. Okay? Weekly Ethereum is under the 50 MA. Now, they're going to prevent this cross, but listen, it's under the 50 MA. They use that ETF shit to sell their Ethereum to buy Solana. How do I know that? Well, look at Solana. Solana tapped the 50 MA, used it as support. Ethereum went right through it like a hot knife in butter, fam. Just cut right through. I mean, the weekly went and touched a 200 EMA. That's crazy. Ethereum is done, fam. Ethereum is done. Here's your Sol Ether chart. And I'll tell you what, fam. Fam. How does this not make you bullish? That skull represents the end of Ethereum as you know it. Everything you ever knew about Ethereum, that's the end. We're right there at resistance of Sol Ether. Love this chart. I'm going to clean it up a little bit for you, but we have a bullish pattern here, fam. We have a bullish pattern here. We're holding the top range, okay? Just get rid of that real quick. We have an ascending triangle. We've tapped resistance 1, 2, 3, 4. Ugh. Ethereum's done, fam. Ethereum is done. Solana's going to take over Ethereum. It's the best held altcoin, really next to BNB. It's crazy to say that, but it's crazy to say that about BNB, not Solana. I'm not surprised about Solana, but yeah, this is you know, these are my market thoughts, fam. It's not really my thoughts. I'm just showing you everything on the chart that I see. I'm trying to think if I went over everything. This weekly looks okay to me. Compressing a little bit here, but they're doing a really good job of compressing. The 2-week close. I think the 2-week doesn't close yet. 3-week is going to close. Let's look at the monthly, right? Let's talk about the monthly. So if we're going to be bullish, fam, in the next 13 days, we close over 64.5. You hear me? By the monthly close, we're going to be, if this bull, I'm a little bit more bullish than I was at the end of last week, okay? I'm not going to lie. If this monthly is bullish, we're going to close over 64.5. That's that. Check the 2-month. That's it. Could go a little bit higher. 62.6. Yeah. Yep. That's it. That's 62.6, 64.5. A couple levels to pay attention to going into the monthly close. You got 13 days. 13 days of chop. They could chop it sideways until they make a decision. But anyways, fam, go sign up with the Blowfin if you're not already signed up. Get free access to Discord. Discord link is this. If it doesn't work, you gotta wait 24 hours. I had some bot issues, so gotta wait 24 hours to join the Discord. With that link, just copy it, paste it, put it on your notes or something. But I appreciate everybody coming by. Go check out the VOD after this. Mad love, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what the books give us. All right.